Oh my gosh, we haven't done this in so long. Welcome back, Cosmic Witches. I know for you, no time has passed, but for us, it has been a long time since recording all three of us together. We've all been doing our wild, crazy lives, and we're finally back together for the first time since February, I think it is, to record. And it's just so exciting. I feel like it's a new era of us, new era of Divine Gossip Girls, but we would never leave you without your monthly forecast. So join us today as we give you all the spiritual tea on what's going on in the month of July. Karlie's going to do a July vibe check. She pulls cards, she picks crystals. She said she's mixing it up a little bit. So I don't really know actually in this moment how to intro this, but she does her little spiritual channeling to give you the vibrations of the month. And then I will come in, me, Maggie, to do the astrological forecast, tell you what the planets are doing, tell you what to expect from that energy so you can align yourself with your external energy a little bit easier just to make your day to day go a bit more smoothly. And then Sophie will come and wrap it all together in a nice little bow and tell you how you can work with this energy. It can be really overwhelming to get all of this information at once. So Sophie kind of breaks down the main themes. She gives you things you can do, but I would really recommend coming to this episode again and again throughout the month to check in on the energy, remind yourself what's happening, and really make the most spiritually of this month so that you can just give yourself a little break. When you know how to work with the energy, it gives you a little break so you don't always have to be clashing with your external energy. So get your notebook, return to this episode again, and let's get magical in the month of July. Hello, my loves. Editing Maggie here, real quick to just let you know that we're doing a giveaway. We'll be giving away 3 tickets, 3 spots to Aura Elevation, our signature program, round 4 that's coming this summer. And all you need to do is share the podcast with someone, a friend, a family member, whoever, and rate the podcast 5 stars. Send one of the 3 of us, me, Karlie, or Sophie, proof of this, and your name will be entered so that you can hopefully win one of the spots to jump in and go through this 21-day ritual challenge with us. We're so excited for the launch, and we are so appreciative of you tuning in every single week and listening to us talk about the stars, energy, and our spiritual journeys. So if you would like to try and earn yourself a spot, all you have to do is send us that proof and you will be entered in the giveaway. More details are down in the show notes below. But thank you so much for all of your support, and let's get into the forecast. Hey Cosmic Witches, Divine Gossip Girls here, your one and only source into the spiritual happenings of the cosmos.
Ever wonder what this month's energy will have in store for you? What the planets and stars are even up to? Or if the universe can just help you catch a break already?
Well, lucky you, because we have all the spiritual secrets to tell. Get ready to sip on your weekly dose of divine tea. All right, love. So hello and welcome. I know, like Maggie said, it sounds like we never left, but for us, this is really interesting. I haven't even recorded a podcast episode. I don't even know in how long. So hopefully I don't do anything too weird on here. Sorry to whoever has to edit this. But
what's
we're
new?
Gonna be
Every other month, we're like, woo, like being all crazy.
I'm actually
Yeah.
excited. I'm excited for what this new era brings us. The weird, the magical, whatever weird things that we do. I'm here for it.
Okay, beautiful. So then I'll make this reading as interesting as we want it to be. But we're going to be switching up a little bit the way that I do the energetic themes. So instead of me just throwing out all these themes to you, I'm actually going to have you connect to your intuition to help you decide intuitively, or have your soul, your heart speak to you as to which theme is going to be most prominent for you in July. So before we kind of do that, I'm going to chat about the overarching theme, and I pulled out 2 tarot cards to help with channeling this message, and then the under kind of things, the 3 other themes, I utilized my crystal message cards. So for the overarching theme, the first kind of energy that came through when I thought of July was an energy is cleansing earth. That's kind of just what I felt, like this cleansing wave kind of coming over the earth. I don't really know, but that's what I saw. So with that, there's going to be like a boost of confidence, this energy of progress, recognition. We had the 6 of Wands and the Strength card come through. So right now you're really being fueled by your inner strength. You're stepping into your personal power. You're feeling that strong will, determination. Maybe there's been an obstacle that's kind of been an underlying theme for 2024. And I really feel that July is going to be you overcoming finally this obstacle, or finding a key to overcoming it and moving through it, versus feeling like it's still kind of trapping you and keeping you stuck at that same level you've been at. We had the energy come through in June. Now we're in June right now as I'm recording this, but I know when we did our last energetic forecast for June, I talked about the Chariot card and how we're going to have a lot of energy coming in with June. So I feel like after a month of like a lot of things coming in, a lot of unexpected changes, like miracles manifesting, crazy ass shit that you just wouldn't ever really expect happening, we're now going to have July being like a little boost of confidence, a little time for you to be like, maybe you reflect and you realize that, okay, I really have overcome a lot, or you just feel like this energetic kind of cleansing wave coming forward of like, oh, I am no longer who I was at the first half of this year. I am someone new. It's like this fresh energy, this boost of confidence. So this is kind of the underlying energy. And if you have been struggling a lot so far this year, know that this month will bring that little boost in your step to help you overcome, or maybe see things more clearly. So yeah, the 6 of Wands, that confidence, that recognition. Maybe you're finally getting recognition for something that you've been working on behind the scenes, and it's suddenly coming forward. More people are jumping into your offers, into, something that you are starting to create is coming to life more. And then the Strength card, all about like fueling that inner strength, igniting your personal power, and really gathering those inner resources to help you overcome things. So that's our overarching theme. Let's now talk about the 3 themes that are kind of jumping out, and these are all going to kind of be floating around, so we'll all be kind of touching on each of these, but I'm going to now have you tune in intuitively to see which theme is going to be the most prominent for you. And with each theme, I have a chakra that will be most prominent for you to work with. So right now, I want you to close down your eyes, and we're just going to take 3 grounding breaths together. So go ahead and inhale through your nose, and then slowly exhale out through your mouth like you're blowing out a straw. Another deep inhale in through your nose, drawing energy up to your crown, the top of your head. And slow exhale as you move your energy down into the body, down into your root. And one more deep inhale in, breathing in energy to the top of the head. And slow, gentle exhale out through the mouth. Now, we have 3 themes here, so either 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to have you right now, as I say 1, 2, or 3, lean into whatever number is calling out to you. Is it 1, 2, or 3? So just kind of leaning into whatever number is really calling out to you at your heart space or in your belly. Just feeling into that number. Beautiful. So now that you have that number, you can listen to all the themes, or you can just go ahead and fast forward. But once again, all these themes are prominent. This is just the one that's calling out for you to really focus in and maybe create an intention around. So the first theme that is popping out is the theme of forgiveness. It is releasing pain and shedding emotional, mental, and physical weight and baggage. So this is coming through with the heart chakra. So we're going to be doing a lot of work with our heart chakra here. If you have felt like this big ass weight has been on you, maybe it's like physical weight. Maybe you've been holding on to physical weight. Maybe you've been holding on to emotional weight at your chest, in your belly, in your gut, wherever it is. Maybe you've been having headaches. This is going to be a month where you're going to be just shedding a lot, releasing a lot. And it's going to be like this cleansing of your entire being through this path of unconditional love and forgiveness. So I have a feeling that in July, you are going to start to feel a lot lighter, more confident, more at ease, and more energized as a result. More energy so that you can actually focus on what it is that you came here to do, not just on the shit that has been holding you back for a while. It's like we're releasing, and you're going to be doing this through connecting to your heart chakra. Now, there may be things that arise this month as a result of this kind of being a major theme for you that are just being asked for you to finally release. And thankfully, you are also going to be working with this powerful energy of release, of forgiveness, of shedding. So know that it won't be like in past months when you went to address an issue and it just felt like it brought you more anxiety or worry. No, right now you're going to be finding the power within you to really release these things. And it's like you have a higher perspective around these things that have been weighing you down. You can now see them more with a clear mind and perspective, and with that divine power within you to finally heal and let go and be like, no, you know what? That isn't who I am anymore. I'm ready to call forward this new energy. So if theme 1 is for you, your focus for July is just shedding that emotional, mental, and physical weight and baggage and lightening the load so you can have more energy to free up and channel the abundance and this next level that's here. So it's all around the heart chakra. And if you want a crystal to work with, you can pick up some unakite to help you out with that forgiveness and that heart connection. So if theme 1 is for you, then connect with your heart chakra and lean into some unconditional loving practices. All right, so moving on to theme 2. If theme 2 is the one that stood out to you, then guess what? Your major theme is communication, speaking your truth, spreading your light through teachings, and sharing your light on another level. So we're working with the throat chakra here. It's the energy of expression, clarity around expression, and really a boost in your confidence. You're going to notice with all 3 themes, there's that underlying theme of like confidence, and whatever you're doing is boosting your confidence right now. So maybe this month you are finally coming into connection with like a part of your spirit or soul or like a gift that you have, and you're just so clear and ready to share it with the world. You're like, hell yeah, I'm ready. No more holding back. It's like you're really stepping into your power to share your light and share your gifts through the form of communication and self-expression. And maybe there's a hard convo you've been meaning to have, or maybe there's something that you've really just been wanting to speak out and it's either been unclear or you just haven't found the confidence to do it. This month, you're going to just be encouraged. You're going to find all of a sudden that you have this confidence or this clarity that like, I'm going to speak out what I truly soulfully want. I'm really going to go for it. I feel like the throat is that portal from being more in the body and inwards to now really expressing things outwards and manifesting them and having them come forward. So maybe you've been sitting with a lot of ideas or you've been sitting with a lot of feelings and emotions, and this month is your time to finally express them out and take action on them and really manifest them in the physical. So if you're working with that throat chakra, this is such a fun chakra to work with. And communication is such a powerful theme that I think, yes, all of us are going to be working with, but especially those that picked theme 2, it's time for you to speak your truth. It's time for you to spread your light through those teachings, through speaking out your desires. And I just really feel like there's this bit of clarity that's going to come forward that is just, it's like, I can't even express it right now, but it just feels like you can breathe again. Like you've been inhaling in so much, you've been taking in so much information, so many downloads. It's like finally you're exhaling and you're going to let it go and you're going to speak it out. And it's just things are going to flow for you. So very, very excited for theme 2. And yes, all of us are feeling this, but those that felt even deeper into theme 2, work with that throat chakra. Some throat chakra, beautiful little crystal if you want to find one. Blue lace agate is beautiful. You can work with her. You can connect to your, not only your heart, but now speaking out your heart's desires through your throat as well. It's going to give you that confidence. So yeah, enjoy this kind of level of spreading your light and that boost in confidence to speak your truth. And finally, we have our third theme, which is all about a deeper connection to your body, intuition, and creativity. So if you picked theme 3, your major focus is going to be with your sacral chakra this month. Now, if you have felt like you've had a block around creativity, maybe you felt a block with connecting to your purpose or what you're meant to do, or you've just felt blocked energetically. And Maggie's literally typing in the chat right now, Karlie, this one's for you. You are so right. I feel this too. Like something's telling me July is something's going to happen here. But
And I picked 1 and Sophie picked 2. Like we closed down our eyes and we went through that. So I feel like funnily enough, you've picked 1 for all 3 of us, and it's like
all 3.
We're the 3 divine gossip girls, and if you are in our community, I'm sure one of these are speaking to you as well. But how funny is that?
Oh my God, definitely. I love this theme too because I felt like it was speaking to me. It was like calling me out. I was like, thank you, universe. But with theme 3, there's going to be this energy of healing around sexuality and healing around your body. So maybe this has to do more with like body healing. Maybe you've been struggling with your health, and this is going to be a month for you to connect more deeply to your body, to messages of your body and messages of your intuition. Maybe you just feel called all of a sudden to pick up a practice that allows you to connect more divinely to your body, to your sense of feminine expression. Maybe that's painting, maybe it's art, maybe it's through movement or just certain practices. So there also may be a desire to play more, to flow more, to create and express yourself in these creative avenues. That block that you've been feeling is most likely going to lighten or lift completely, or you're going to be gaining clarity as to what the hell this block even was, and that it was not really like a block, but some sort of illusion. Like you're just going to have that higher perspective on it, and you're going to be able to connect more to a sense of energy, like more energized is what I'm getting. Maybe June really left you feeling a bit depleted or overwhelmed with too much energy. And July is going to be like, okay, now you're going to feel like that prana, that vitality kind of kicking up again. So those theme 3 people, my sacral connectors, you can work with some carnelian and you can tap into practices for the sacral chakra, creativity, connection to the body and intuition. And if you are kind of feeling disconnected from your body or sadness or stuckness or a lot of anger or frustration, all of these are the shadow sides of blockages within your sacral. So recognize that if you are feeling the shadow sides of this theme and all of these themes, because all of these sides I've kind of said like, okay, what are we going to be feeling into? But they all have their shadows as well. Like what if you're denying yourself that self-expression with theme 2? Well, then you may notice you feel a lack of confidence or you feel angry or frustrated because you're not speaking that out. So recognize each one of these has their shadows as well. And if you're feeling the opposite of what I kind of spoke about, it's your sign to accept what's going on, see it for what it is, and recognize that all you got to do is work with it and work through it, because the only way out is through. So I hope you guys enjoyed this new little variation of our energetic reading. And if you guys enjoyed this little reading where I included more stuff on the chakras, then you guys, I'm so excited to announce that we have round 5. It's round 4 of Aura Elevation, Maggie, Sophie, and I's 3-week chakra mini program. It is the most epic thing in the entire world. It is a 21-day challenge where we dive deep into working with your chakras, starting from the root all the way up to your crown. And it's like a huge energetic cleanse. We've had the best feedback from this little mini challenge / program. Just a lot of people feeling energetic upgrades, feeling more deeply connected to their spirit, their intuition, their creativity, their expression, because we work through from the root to your crown, really blasting open that energy and shifting things around. And with it being summer, we're going to be adding a new twist to it, and it's just going to be such a fun time. So if you're interested in joining us, it is such an incredible price for how much is included in it with meditations, all of it. It is only $49, you guys. It is the most incredible experience for such a affordable price, because we want to make sure that this type of healing is accessible to everyone. We also have a beautiful online group as well where we're supporting each other through the mini daily challenges, and it's all very, very accessible, affordable, and it allows you to just connect to your energy utilizing meditation, manifestation techniques, tapping, affirmations, all the goods, and we would just love to have you in it. So if you're interested, we're going to have our wait list below to join round 4 of Aura Elevation to be the first to get notified. We do have limited spots for these challenges, so make sure you hop on our wait list to be the first to get in. And yeah, we hope to see you guys inside. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on into the astrology.
So when I was writing all these down, I thought, wow, there's not much going on in July. And then I started like breaking them down. I was like, oh, there's a lot going on in July. So let's look at all of the astrology here. Reminder for the June forecast that at the end of June, Saturn goes into retrograde. So even though it's not in July, it'll still be affecting July. And Saturn, when it goes into retrograde, it speeds up karma. So we already have this really big transit that's happening. It starts in June, but it's happening still in July. So there's a lot that's going on. Right off the bat, on July 2nd, Neptune retrograde begins. And this is going to be in retrograde until December 7th. So keep this in your notebook that we're in Neptune retrograde for basically the rest of the year, which is wild because I feel like this year just started. But when Neptune retrogrades, it represents the collective consciousness. So it's dreams and spiritualism. And so when it's in retrograde, you can feel maybe a little bit distant from others and a little bit distant from your spirituality, but not in a way that it means you can't work with it. It's just you're seeing it from a new perspective, right? You're seeing it from a different perspective, and it's a great way to really expand. And maybe this is something that helps you through something like I know Karlie's going through that I'm sure we'll talk about, and I'm even going through a little bit, which is like an ego death, right? You're looking at it from a different perspective. You're looking at everything you've been doing for the past while from a different perspective, so it can really help you to grow. It can also cause you to feel unattached and just sort of ungrounded. It causes a bit of a fog, so just make sure you're grounding yourself, doing a lot of grounding practices. Don't get swept away and lost in the fog. But it's great to work on that shadow side. It's great to work on your personal intuition and your imagination, because it allows you that different access point to them, right? It also means karma is sped up. So this is why I brought up the thing about Saturn retrograde, because karma is sped up due to Saturn retrograde, and it's also sped up due to the Neptune retrograde. So a lot of things are going to be coming in for you, a lot of payouts. So if you've been working really hard for something, this is the time that you're really going to start seeing it. These 6 months, really like the 4 months. I can't remember right off the top of my head when Saturn comes out of retrograde, but there will be a couple months there where both of these are in retrograde, and that's going to be your biggest karmic payouts. It can also force you like out of this dream world, out of this space. So either you're going to like be walking and get lost in that fog and you need to ground yourself, or it's going to be this harsh reality check that forces you to face things and work through this fog. I guarantee you that by knowing this and by grounding and by intentionally working with this energy, you will find your way out of that fog, but you need to make that an intention. It is really important that during this time you find that balance between escapism and spirituality and reality, where you kind of have like a foot in both camps. Then on the same day, Mercury enters Leo, and this is a really, really healthy place for Leo to be. There's so much vibrance here. Mercury is your planet of expression and communication and the mind, so your creative expression is enhanced when it's in Leo. So projects, communication, and positivity in your outlook in life are all heightened. So it's a great time to be networking, great time to be working with people, great time to be having conversations. It helps you to think on a grand scale. So it's a great time to do quantum leaping, manifestation. It helps you have these big dreams. If you feel like you've been losing the perspective, losing the dream, this is your time. And storytelling and like passionate speeches will come supernaturally during this time and will be extra magnetic. Then on July 5th, we have the Cancer new moon. So just a reminder, all the other transits, they happen for, at least a couple of weeks, if not months, like the Neptune retrograde there. So with these new moons, though, these are just those days, but you can feel this energy like the day before and after as like a little window. But with the Cancer new moon, it's a great time to cleanse yourself, cleanse your home, clean your home. It's a great time for redecorating and sort of like nesting, creating a safe, comfy space. It's important to set intentions on how to work with emotions and work within your comfort zone. You may feel more drawn to your comfort zone and want to stay home those days. And that's okay, you can do that, but it's also a great time to work with your subconscious mind. It is the moon sign after all, and it's the moon that it's in. So it's like double moon power in Cancer season. So it's like all this subconscious power. So it's a great time to work with your subconscious mind. So do a passive regression, do hypnotherapy, do meditation, do automatic writing, work with that intuition and that subconscious mind. But just a warning, it's one of the most emotional signs, so this can feel like a very emotional time. If you feel heightened emotions, any sort of emotions, it's just in the air. Be easy on yourself. Then on July 11th, Venus enters Leo. We have a lot of Leo energy right before Leo season. Having Leo and Venus during Cancer season can result in basically you just having like a bleeding heart. It's so much emotion and it feels so big. It's like the ego of the Leo going and like sitting right in the heart, right? So you'll want to do grand gestures and like big displays of affection for others in romantic senses, but also like for your friends and family. And it's like you just want to give so much. You want your relationships to be the center of your life. But it can also make you feel extra needy and like sensitive, like in need of attention and affection. And when you're not getting it a lot, it can make you feel like maybe a little bit like a victim or a little bit neglected, even if that's not the case. It's just the emotion in the air, so watch out for that. You can easily fall into infatuation or romanticize people, places, and things because that ego and that sun of Leo is sort of like eclipsing that heart. It's like all of this huge energy just radiating from your love and your love languages and your heart. It's a time that you want to be adored, pampered, and admired. So self-care is super important. When you start to feel neglected, if you start to feel in need of attention, this is a great time to turn towards self-care because you can pour that into yourself. And if it's a little indulgent or a little luxurious, extra points. You're going to have a strong ego investment in your love life and other relationships. It's love in general. So this is friendships, this is family, this is just people, community, whatever it is. You have a strong ego investment in your love life right now. So be aware of that. Maybe it means spending extra time with friends. Maybe it's knowing that if you're feeling some sort of way about people, it's probably just that your Leo ego is really big right now in that love life. but it's also great for money. So money flows, I wrote down money flows where your confidence goes in this transit. If you're really confident and you show up super confidently this month, money will follow, abundance will follow, because Venus is also it can be our material goods. Jupiter is more money, but Venus has that too. So put your confidence into things, put your love into things fully, and it will make you more magnetic. Then on July 20th, we have Mars entering Gemini. I can't wait for this. Honestly, I'm dying for this transit. Mars is our action-taking sign, and in Gemini, you might be a little all over the place, and it might be hard to commit to things fully because we're flighty, but mostly it's just because you have so much excitement for everything you want to do. This is moving from Taurus to Gemini, and in Taurus you might have felt slower, more methodical, and maybe even a bit lazy, but now you will feel passionate about so much that you don't even have time to do it all. So you might be bouncing from project to project, which can be both good and bad. So just make sure you're stimulating your mind. This can help slow that down so you can actually get things completed. Stimulate the mind to take action towards the new things you want to learn and explore while still feeding the older things as well. You may feel more inclined to collaborate, work with a team, or just be social in general. If it's outside of business, just social in general. So plan and go to social events and be social with your friends, because that will stimulate that mind. It will keep your action moving forwards, because you want to work with that to really keep that momentum going. Then on July 21st, we have the Capricorn full moon. 2 years ago, I was in Paris, and Sophie and I did a Capricorn full moon little ceremony together. I remember, like, I called her and we did it. And I always think of this every time we have the Capricorn full moon. And it's just so cool because we were doing our business projections and we didn't even do anything together yet. Like, we didn't have any, like,
I know,
we didn't
I'm
have
kind of
aura.
like, have we been friends that long? Have we
I
been
know.
that close for that long?
I know, we didn't have Aura Elevation. We didn't have this podcast.
No.
So, but this is a really great one for business, which is why we did it together.
And I
So
feel like that propelled so
it
much.
did.
Like, I
It
feel like
did.
that is real good, like, clarification from doing that together and like what we've
Well,
created since.
we did this and we did our 6-month goals, and we launched just before the Capricorn full moon or elevation for the first time. So all the things we were manifesting 6 months prior, I wonder if I could find my notebook of those notes,
Oh,
because that would be so interesting, because then 6 months later we launched the next Capricorn moon, we launched Aura Elevation, which is really cool.
that's so cute. I love that.
Yeah. So if you want to know how to use the Capricorn full moon, this is reflecting on your accomplishments from the past month, 6 months, and year, and then also setting your intentions for your manifesting and your big goals. So, like quantum leaping once again, and setting realistic goals for those manifestations for the next month, 6 months, and a year. It's with Capricorn, it's all about realism, but it's also about big dreams and goals because they know they can get it done. It's also a great time to do divine masculine healing, divine masculine rituals. Capricorn is the father archetype, and you have that balance because Cancer, which will still be in Cancer season at this time, is the mother archetype. So do that energy balancing, or you can really look at that divine masculine, and it's all themes of success, goals, and drive. Then we have the 22nd Leo season. The sun enters Leo for Miss Sophie. This is Leo season, and it's the season of sunshine, fire, and also the ego. It's confidence, creative expression, movement, and boldness. Be creative, express yourself during this time. It's like the perfect summer energy, Leo. It's just that like summer vacation energy. You're going to be working to reignite your faith in yourself and what you want in life. They're that like, this is what I want in life, and I'm going to be a blazing fire on my way there, and I know I can do it because I'm me and I am amazing. The ego can be very loud with Leo, and by ego we mean any part of you that really wants to keep you safe, right? So it can be really loud. Shadow work and balance is just as important during this time. It's easy to get swept away by the exuberance of Leo season, but you want to be doing that shadow work because it can be even brighter than you realize if you can work through those shadows. Sun and Leo are both what represent the ego. We have Sun being the first house that it represents. That's our rising sign as well. And then we have Leo as literally the element that is most comfortable with Sun. So we have double ego here because the Sun is in Leo. So that energy is doubled. So it's really important that you do that shadow work. But it's such a fun season. Like Leo is just a breath of fresh air. It'll be so fun after Cancer season. And then finally, we have Mercury entering Virgo. This can cause you to overthink your words or conversations. It can cause a spike of social anxiety or anxiety in general. It's really great for writing papers, though, giving presentations, debates, or anything where you need to be very detail oriented with your words. Mind and communication, they're both more analytical during this time, more detail oriented, more practical. So it's really a great time to be using to-do lists, plans, planners, and organization to keep yourself moving. Otherwise, you can get stuck in that mind spiral. You can get so much done and so much like nitty gritty things, and that like perfection in everything you create will come so naturally if you make sure you have structures in your life. So that's why when I was talking about that divine masculine healing, it's so important for when Mercury enters Virgo so that you can make the most of this energy, because you can be unstoppable. Your mind will be unstoppable as long as you can like keep that structure there for it, because your mind is sharp and focused and able to get down into the small details. Lots of info there, but Sophie's going to take these two, wrap them in a nice little bow for you. Enjoy Leo season, enjoy July, and I'll talk to you next month to give you more astrology. But here you go, Sophie, take it away.
Okay, well, let's first of all give ourselves a little deep breath in and out. And before I dive deeper, we would love to hear how you found the change in Karlie's reading as well. If you've listened, if this is the first one you've listened to, then you'll not know. But in previous forecasts, Karlie has given like a kind of reading for us all, whereas that one was more of an intuitive base with the 1, 2, and 3. So please let us know how you find it and how you enjoyed that, and if you preferred that kind of style of kind of guidance and support, and we would love to know. But before I dive in, remember that Maggie has given you a new moon and a full moon practice, all right? So if you want to tap into the practices and the guidance that Maggie has given you in that new moon and the full moon, please do so. Because the practices that I'm going to give a practice for number 1, practice for the card number 1, practice for 2, practice for 3, and then give a practice for confidence and a practice for ego. Because yes, everybody, we are entering Leo season, and that is my season. That is my sun sign. I was born on the 23rd of July. And a lot of people will be like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm excited to step into this season with you, step into my season with you all. So in order to step into it and use it to your best advantage, here are some practices that my heart wants to give to your heart. And what I'm going to do is do it in Sophie style. So these practices are some practices that I would personally do. So for Sophie month, for Leo month, for July, you're going to be tapping into practices that Sophie would do. So if you picked the number 1, so for forgiveness and heart healing, which is it's funny, Maggie chose number 1 and I chose number 2, and my kind of chakra is the heart, and is that energy, and Maggie's energy is more of the throat and more of the expression. So we've like chose each other's chakras, and we're leaning into each other's kind of chakras. So for my practice, what I would do if I chose number 1, what I would personally do is to do a EFT tapping on forgiveness and releasing baggage and opening your heart up. If you're in my portal, you'll have access to one of those. If not, you can lead yourself through a short or a long or intuitive channeled EFT tapping for forgiveness and releasing baggage. Beforehand, you can write down the things that you're holding on to that are no longer serving you, burdens, mistakes, regrets, whatever it is that you're being invited to forgive and to let go of. Write it down and then take yourself through an EFT tapping for forgiveness and heart healing, and allow that cleanse, allow that shift, allow that releasing to happen, just like Karlie invited you to do. If you chose number two, that's all about expression. So recently, something that I've been doing, I've been channeling a lot of EFT tap-ins online and in my portal, and just been really expanding my voice more and believing in my voice more and believing in my intuitive expression through my voice, through all the different work that I'm doing. And before I channel a tap in, before I go on an Instagram live, before I record a story or record a podcast, I've started to just do like a lion's breath and just go ha. Like stick my tongue out and make whatever noise wants to come forward. I've been doing it and my clients like keep laughing and I'm like, right, let's go. Ah! I'm like, start just to like release any blocks or any like stickiness in my throat before I express myself, before I channel tap-ins, before I go on live or whatever it does. So maybe before you have to speak up for yourself or have a difficult conversation or go on an Instagram live or record a podcast episode or record a YouTube channel or take a client call or go on a speaking gig or whatever it is, maybe you do that lion's breath. Come back to that lion's breath and just go ah and just let any noise come forward and allow yourself to express what wants to come forward and what wants to like be shifted so that you can express yourself in a fuller, more authentic way. Okay, so that's for practice number two. I'm just giving you short, sweet ones that I would personally do, and that's something that I'm going to do because I did pick number two. So I'm excited to see what shifts in July for me around expression and communication. But I will be continuously using this practice of the lion's breath and allowing myself to just make any noise that wants to come forward so that any blocks can be shifted and my voice can be activated. All right. If you chose number three, it's all about body connection, which I love because I've been tapping a lot into my relationship with my body and how like embodiment and the nervous system and working with my body on a deeper level. And I have a lot of like I kind of lead a lot of embodiment practices now. I'm really diving into that side of work. So if I were to pick number three, I would be on a daily basis doing a little embodiment practice, whether that be starting your day with dancing, putting a song on and letting your body move, letting any stickiness, any blocks, just move through your body, shift through your body and start coming alive more in your body. Your body holds everything. Your body has all the answers and it all lies within. All right. So if you're feeling a bit of disconnection, you're feeling resistance, you're feeling blocks, go and put in a song, dance, move however, even if it looks fucking stupid, even if you are like on the ground, whatever you're doing, let your body move how it wants to move and how it wants to like express itself. And through that, that's what will unlock like more creativity and more flow and more sexual, like your sensuality. And that's what's been coming more alive within me because I've been tapping deeper into embodiment and movement and connecting more with my body. And the more that I do it, the more I get into it as well. It's not just like a thump of the thump of the wrists or like the hands. It's like, can you get deeper into your body? How does your body want to move when it's feeling resistant? And how does it want to move when it's feeling alive and when it's feeling creative and when it's feeling sensual? Like, can you move with that energy? Can you allow that energy to come alive in your body? That's what I want you to do. I want you to move with the energy of sensuality, with the energy of creativity, with the energy of aliveness, with the energy of expansion or whatever energy you're leaning in, the energy of confidence. How does your body move when you are in your confidence, when you're in your magnetism? And I want you to do that each day. Move every morning in that energy. Okay? Okay. How are we feeling, everyone? We've got two more practices. So that's for each one. You can just skip, you could have just skipped forward if you haven't. I should have said that, but doesn't matter. There's some practices for you. So practice for obviously we're stepping into Leo season. So it's all about confidence. It's all about self-celebration and all about strength. Those were the two words that I heard, especially from Maggie about, especially from Karlie and Maggie, both of you, about confidence and strength, and that is the ego. That is the Leo. We are here to embody our strength, to embody our confidence. All right. So what I want you to do to embody your confidence is practice self-celebration. Practice self-celebration, because practicing self-celebration equals confidence. More confidence is where more money is coming from, isn't it, Maggie? So how I want you to practice self-celebration in the form of Sophie style is I want you to dance. We're dancing a lot. We're dancing, we're tapping, we're making noise. I want you to dance and move with what you're celebrating. Because when you do something, and when you do something that you're proud of, I want you to celebrate yourself, whether it be something small, whether it be something big. And I want you to put a song on, and I want you to dance, and I want you to celebrate yourself. And I want you to allow your body, allow your mind, allow your heart to become familiar with this energy of celebrating yourself. Because the more you celebrate yourself, the more confident you become within yourself. All right. Every time I go on a live, Instagram live, every time I hold a workshop, every time I hold a client call, every time I do something that is achievement, even if it's something small, even if it's having a hard conversation, even if it is whatever it is, posting a podcast, whatever it is, I will go and put a song on and I will dance and I will celebrate the fuck out myself, because those things are something to celebrate. So I want you to celebrate yourself more, whether that be dancing or whether it be another form, but that is the Sophie style form of self-celebration, is putting a song and dancing and moving the energy of self-celebration through your entire being. And last but not least, a practice for shadow, for working with your shadow, working with your ego. I can confirm that us Leos have big egos. And they're fucking annoying sometimes. They're fucking annoying, but I still love being a Leo. But how I work with my shadow side and work with my ego is I have something called an embodiment conversation. Is what I've called it. I have an embodiment conversation between the dark and the light, or the ego and the heart, or whatever part of you. So whether it be your fear and your confidence. And I have that embodied conversation. And I'm sure I've actually shared about this in the podcast before. It's something that I use with my clients, I use with myself, I use in my portal. But having that conversation, but that embodied conversation with those two parts of you can be very, very healing. And allowing that space for that darker side, that shadow side, that ego side of you to speak, to let it be heard, to let it be seen, to let it be validated, to give it what it's actually needing, so that it doesn't continue to hold you back, so it doesn't continue to limit you anymore. Give it space and communicate with it. Let it speak, let it be heard, and allow it to like feel ease, feel heard by having that communication with it. I normally sit in one chair and allow myself to channel that one side of me, and then I move to another chair and allow the other part to channel through me, and go kind of back and forward 3, 4, 5 times and see what comes through. See what your shadow side wants to say, see what your ego wants to say, and then allow that conversation to play out and allow any healing to happen, allow any shifts to happen, and allow that darkness to not overshadow the light, because it's allowed it to be heard, it's allowed it to be seen, you've allowed it to be felt as well and processed through you, through your voice, through your body, because you're moving and you're also speaking aloud. So those are all the practices. I feel like those are solid practices. So please, if you want to take them, you can use them this month, or you can put them in your back pocket to use for the rest of your entire life. But if you have any questions around the practices that I've given, the tap-ins, the embodiment practices, the breath work, just send me a message and I can clarify anything. I can support you and guide you in any kind of deeper support I can give you in these practices, or any deeper support the girls can give you in those practices as well, because we all have our different kind of modalities and memberships and offers too that we're very welcome to support you in a more intimate, deeper level if that's something that you feel you need this month or moving forward. But yeah, I'm super excited for July. I'm super excited for Leo season. I'm super excited that we're all back together recording. I know for you guys, it's probably, you're like, what are you guys talking about? But we've not been together in so long, and I'm so, so ready and I'm so excited. Our elevation's coming back very, very soon. Please, if you haven't already, sign up for the wait list because this is going to, like, we're round 4 and things are about to blow up because every single round exceeds our expectations. We're blown away every single time. And I just know that this round's going to be even more expansive, even more magical. And we've all been on a whirlwind and we're all so fucking ready for this next round. And I know you all are too. So if you haven't already, please go sign up for the wait list and keep your hearts, eyes, ears, everything open because we're about to begin very, very soon. I love you all so much. Please save this episode, come back to it throughout the month, send it to your spiritual bestie, and we will see you all next week for another episode. Bye.
Bye.